You're listening to the Decentralized Talk Podcast, your crypto connection.
Decentralized Talk. Decentralized Talk.
All right. Welcome to another outstanding episode of the Decentralized Talk Podcast. This is episode number 17, now in production, and we're going to blow your decentralized minds with our notable picks like Dragon Coins, Namecoin, and Muse on our 3 and 3 fast break, and we're going to do a deep dive review onto not Dragon Coin, but Dragonchain. We're also going to cover our weekly crypto challenge. We got our second winner ever now in the bag. It's at nocostfantasysports.com, where you can compete against us and go head-to-head and find out who's better in the crypto space. Heads up, it's not you, it's us. Log in via our affiliate link on decentralizedtalk.com by Thursday each week for your chance to win. More information to follow at the end of the show. Decent, as always, this is not investing advice, so do your own research and understand this is just our opinions. Alrighty, guys. First up on the docket today is our interview with Crypto Euclid and his twin flame, Mystical Oaks. If you don't know what a twin flame is, Google it. All right, so we got a special treat for you guys today. We got Crypto Euclid and his wife, the lovely Mystical Oaks, a.k.a. Tamra, a.k.a. the Goddess.
Yes. Hi. How you guys doing?
We appreciate you guys coming on. How are you guys?
We're doing great. We're super busy. We got so much stuff going on in the whole crypto Twitter verse, and we're really excited and happy to be part of all this.
Yes, I see you guys constantly on Twitter.
Yeah,
as you have to be really to market yourself and to market some of the things that you're doing. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you are doing right now.
Well, we've got my podcast, Chilling with the Euclids.
It's his. You see that?
Did I say mine?
So me.
I meant to say our. I'm sorry. I've been doing that all day. I keep saying my website, my this, my that. It's our. Our. And yeah, so we have that going on, which is taking up most of my time. I've just got my our eighth episode today. We released with Bitcoin Beggar and Pinguino, and we talked about Dogecoin and some crazy stuff that went along with the drama with Dogecoin and some things that happened. We also are working with the Around the Corn crew, and we have a sort of a humor-based game show, crypto game show, and that also takes up most of our time. So we're really happy and excited.
Yeah, both of those are a lot of fun. Around the Corn is hilarious. We listened to it. I know each of us have listened to it. That show is hilarious. And I actually did hear the interview with Beggar and Pinguino, and that was a good show too.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun to listen to. We listened to it kind of in advance before this.
Oh, cool.
So how did you come up with it? So for those of you people out there who don't know, and I think a lot of people don't know, Euclid was take a guess. Prater, do you know what Euclid was? Who Euclid was?
Philosopher.
Prater, Hesto, I know you just looked it up before the show.
I Googled it already.
Yeah. Before you Googled it, what were you going to have guessed?
I would have said philosopher too.
Yeah. So originally I was guessing like...
I did not Google it.
Like 14th century, like something, I thought it was like the Pope or something like that. I thought it had something to do with the Pope, but it's not. It's a mathematician.
Should have known. Cardano was too. I should have known that.
Cardano was a mathematician?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Who's Cardano?
Mathematician.
Oh,
Clearly a mathematician.
I'm caught up now, guys. Carry on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so when I first I started Googling it, and I thought, so I saw Euclid, and I saw Euclidean geometry, which honestly I thought was a gynecological disorder at first.
Yes.
And then I realized he's the father of modern geometry.
Right.
Which is cool. So he's actually, I guess, before Pythagoras?
No idea. I have no idea.
Guys, this is the hard-hitting shit that we cover here on the Detox podcast.
Yeah, if you want to know how and why I came up with Euclid, I can explain that.
Yes, I do very much.
Okay, cool. So I was listening to Antonopoulos. Are you guys familiar with that fine fellow?
Definitely.
Vaguely.
Yes, he
Is he a philosopher?
yes. No, he's a mathematician, I believe.
Bitcoin philosopher.
Yeah, he's
And mathematician.
right.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was watching a video of his, and he was talking about how we don't know who Satoshi is, and but the point is, it doesn't matter. Just like we don't know who Euclid was, but it doesn't really matter who the person is. What they've created and what's happened now is what the point of it all was. And I was trying to come up with an identification, online, and Euclid, just for some reason, I think it chose me, and and that's just the way it is. And I'm not.
Are you big into math?
No, I was just
can't
going to say
math
that.
at all.
I don't math
Oh,
well.
God, me neither.
Yeah, so it's ironic, but that's what I chose, and that's who I am, and it suits me pretty good. And I love it.
Well, I love it. I love that Satoshi. I love that. The best thing about that to me is that we don't know anything about Satoshi. I think that's important because, and we covered this on other podcasts, but for the sake of saying it, one of the coolest things to me about Satoshi being anonymous is that there's no head to strike at. So if you have an organization that gets big, or a movement that gets large, it's easy for somebody to attack that organization by identifying the head of the organization, demonizing the head of the organization, and then you can kind of plant these seeds of, well, you attach the organization to that person, and then that person to some kind of bad event or some kind of negative. We made the comparison to Julian Assange, and they said he was a rapist.
Right.
Well, I don't know if he's a rapist or not, but it's convenient, that he's got this WikiLeaks movement, and then they can pin it down on him.
Yeah, and Bitcoin's like the only coin that has that luxury. You look at Litecoin with Charlie Lee, or Cardano with Charles Hoskinson, or Ripple, or anybody. There's always that like central entity at the top where, like, if regulation is going to come down, it's going to go to that one person or team. But Bitcoin, you don't have that. Who are they going to go to?
Yeah, and I wonder, is the dude still alive? Is that, and he's just quiet, or, is he going to come out someday, or, has he died? We don't know.
We've gone over so many theories. Like, we went over if maybe it was AI, if it wasn't maybe a person, or maybe it was a government, or it was a team of people.
CIA or the NSA or I think it was a government organization personally.
Or what if it was that one guy that they found? What was, like, some news organization found some guy, and he was like, I don't know what Bitcoin is. I don't know anything about it. You guys know what I'm talking about at all?
No.
Yeah, they found some guy, and his name actually was
Satoshi Nakamoto.
No, it was something else, Nakamoto. But he was like some super smart software engineer, and he was living in like Silicon Valley. And
it wasn't the guy that died, was it?
I don't think he's dead.
No,
because they went to his. Supposedly, the girl that found him, they were trying to basically do process of elimination, and this guy that they found was like he kind of fit all these different criterias of the, like, it could be him possibly. And then she went and confronted him with like no cameras or anything, and he was like, oh, I'm not involved with Bitcoin anymore. I worked there a long time ago. I don't have anything to do with it. I'm not Satoshi. You got the wrong guy. And then, like, she went back to her, like, place of business, whatever journalist company she worked for, and told them. And then they just, like, bombarded his house with cameras. And he was like, I don't know what Bitcoin is. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I've never had any association with Bitcoin. I don't know. And so it could be that guy too, but I don't know, man. We'll never know. I don't think he's ever going to come out. If he's still alive, I don't think he's ever going to come out.
I feel like he's dead. I don't know. I just have this feeling like and it's maybe the guy that it was something to do with a close friend or something of supposedly Satoshi, and someone stole money from him or something. You guys guys know what I'm talking about? I think it had something to do with Roger Ver and Bcash or some shit like that, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, so I'll just pass it to you guys.
No, I think it wasn't it Craig Wright? And he's getting sued by
this guy,
Dave Kleeman. Apparently his estate is suing Craig Wright.
Yeah. Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. I remember seeing an article about that, and there was like monies, that were taken from, their estate or something. Bitcoin was stolen.
$5 billion.
Holy shit! $5 billion.
Just a little bit of money.
So Craig Wright has $5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Is that what you just said?
Well, it says that Dave Kleiman's brother is suing Craig Wright for $5 billion.
Holy shit!
So,
well, he's probably hoping just to settle. He's settled for $5 million and $5 million.
Wow. So Craig Wright potentially has billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah, maybe.
Potentially. Maybe we shouldn't say fuck him so much. Maybe a drone might show up.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Right. Maybe we should rethink this whole hating Bcash thing. You know what I mean?
This interview all of a sudden goes to like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Cut out all the middle.
Oh, right. Yeah, and I talk about everything on my show. I'm sort of like the Oprah Winfrey of crypto Twitter. I want to make people
Good
cry.
Analogy.
Yeah, I want to make people cry. I want people to jump up and down on my couch and profess their love to that girl from Dawson's Creek.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I did, but sometimes we'll talk about everything from religion to just everything. And I'm my wife and I are very like open-minded, and we accept all beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of see the beauty in every type of belief, and but sometimes you can say things that certain groups are just like, it maybe offends them, but I think we're just going along with speaking from our heart, and I think if you do that, you're going to be fine.
So does that put you guys in the like everybody that comes to crypto comes from a different perspective? So how did you guys get to crypto? I guess is probably a better question. Did you come from kind of this anarchist libertarian kind of mindset, or what actually got you here?
Drugs.
Silk Road.
No, it's basically what happened was I started to experiment with nootropics, and I was addicted to kratom for about 4 years, as well as beer. Alcohol.
Wait, what is a nootropic?
Okay, nootropics are
like
basically
Cinnabud and all those.
Yes, all that shit. It's mind altering. Yeah, it's like I read an article. Do what?
Like salvia?
No, not necessarily. It's more like, I would say, like in the class of like maybe speed and stuff like that, because the thing that caught my attention was this stuff called modafinil, and it's bad. I mean, well, I don't know if it's bad or good, but any kind of shit like that's not good in my opinion now that I'm sober.
Especially not for your brain.
Not for my brain. Yeah, I'm bipolar and I can't have chemicals.
They can be dangerous because they're legal drugs, but they're not approved by the FDA, and there's not a doctor that's going to tell you, hey, you should take this, or you shouldn't take this, or you should take this much or that much. Yeah. So you can really get into some trouble messing with that stuff. Oh yeah,
Phenibut, it was really, really fucked
it's
up.
incredibly addictive, and the withdrawals are crazy, and yeah.
I drank about 8 beers one night, and took some. I ordered Phenibut. It arrived, and I took some, and it didn't do anything. So I took a little more, and I took a little more, and I woke up, and I didn't wake up. I just sort of came to in bed with my wife, and I told her I think I'm gonna die. Like I was like, I don't know how to explain the feeling, but my body was like, okay, you just fucked up.
Wait, back up just a second. So you had this delivered to you?
Yeah, you can order
legal.
it. Yeah, it just arrives in the mail. You could buy anything online, and I'm not even kidding. And I didn't buy this shit on the dark web. I bought this shit on you go to websites. They're just like out in the open. And kratom is the same way. They say it's the safest coffee, but that shit is an opiate, and it's extremely addictive, and it gets you high just like Lortabs do.
So how did nootropics get you into the crypto world? What's the connection there?
Okay, so back in the early 2000s, I remember reading something called about Bit Gold, and it was digital currencies.
Mm-hmm.
And back then I was doing stuff online like marketing and creating websites and things. And I remember reading about it, and I thought, wow, this is really awesome, like some sort of digital currency. It was right when PayPal sort of kind of blew up or came onto the scene. Hold on, I just lost my focus. So fast forward to, I guess 5 years ago, I wanted to purchase some modafinil, and the only way to buy it was Bitcoin. And I was like, holy shit, I've heard of Bitcoin before. And I was thinking, damn, is that the same stuff, that I heard about back then, and realized, no, it's not the same thing, because Bitcoin was invented, whenever it was invented. Yeah, I don't remember.
2009.
Yeah. So I had to, in order to buy this modafinil stuff, I had to, and I don't like talking about this stuff because I don't want people to hear this and go find this shit.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, I mean, but you don't have to cut any of this or anything, but it just makes me uncomfortable.
Look, just for the record, I mean, it's decentralized talk. I think one of the big focuses that we have is decentralization and people being in charge of their own destiny.
Right.
And that speaks to, I think, a lot about what you're talking about. There's a decentralized market, right, for drugs. And Heston, like you pointed out, there's no doctor to tell you. So it's very much similar to cryptocurrencies.
No, nootropics are dangerous. It's not something you want to play around with. Definitely, it's dangerous shit.
If you want to buy, what was that coin that was named after the
Ron Paul coin?
Yeah. If you want to buy Ron Paul coin, right? Or if you want to buy Trump coin, right? Then fucking go for it. That's up to you. But if it crashes, that's on you too.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone knows he's not promoting that. And, some of the loss of focus he has is probably because of that. Like, it hasn't done good things for him, for sure.
It's actually almost killed me. It's ruined my life. So
I would advise against it too.
Yeah, so that's how I got into it. Do what now?
Huh? Never mind.
You're like, where do I get that?
You're gonna want to go to www. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I had to use.
That's the cheapest drug there is.
Yeah, exactly. I had to purchase Bitcoin in order to purchase this modafinil stuff, and I bought some Bitcoin from Circle. Do you guys remember Circle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody bought them, by the way, not too long ago.
Yeah, they're coming back.
I think it was Kraken. I want to say maybe.
No, it was like Lehman. It was a big bank, wasn't it?
Yeah, Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs, yeah. That's
shit.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, but that's so I had to buy Bitcoin, and I bought some Bitcoin, and back then it wasn't worth all that much, but and then I bought some of the modafinil stuff or whatever, and then I went back to my Circle, and I was like, shit, this Bitcoin stuff is going up in value. It's like doubled what it cost me to get it. And so I just sort of started paying attention to it a little bit. Fast forward to let's see. I was still here. So a year ago, fast forward a year ago, I started to seek out more types of, different types of nootropics and things, and the Phenibut and that kind of thing, and kratom and things like that. And so I started to Bitcoin was on my radar again. So
Wait, hold on just a second, and just at the risk of derailing this again, what made you get into nootropics versus just smoking pot?
Pot makes me paranoid. I've smoked it throughout my entire high school, and probably before then. I smoked pot every day, and I got burnt out on it. And I did a lot of drugs as a kid, from the age of like 12. I was taking acid, eating mushrooms, and I lived on the streets basically. Like, I was a street kid. My mom was she just wasn't around all that much, and she was married to a drug dealer, and it just sort of drugs were part of my life. So what was the question again?
Can you tell they were a part of his life?
Yeah.
Since 12.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I don't remember what the question was either.
It was interesting to me, just to find out how you get into the
nootropics aren't necessarily like a recreational, like get you high thing. They're more to like alter your brain to do certain things, I would say, right?
Yeah. But see, I started taking. I first discovered kratom. I think is what sort of got me hooked on like other things other than alcohol. Like 4 years ago, I was sober again, and then I told my wife that I'm going to start drinking. And she was like, well, I mean, I can't tell you can't, but so I started drinking, and I drank every fucking day for that 4 years.
Well, I think what they're asking is why. Well, he has mental issues, stemming from childhood, and probably that runs in his family. So I think he's always looking for something to, make him focus more. I feel like he feels like he's ADD.
No, I used to always be looking for something to make me feel okay, because normal life didn't feel okay. And I wanted to feel good. And the only way I thought I could feel good was getting high, because I wasn't happy in my own head, if that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah, I think a lot of people use drugs or use food or use sugar or whatever it is as particularly drugs like weed or anything that takes you out of your current mental state. They use it as I always, this may not make sense to y'all, but I always saw people using marijuana typically as a time skipper. So it's like, hey, life is going to get better. I know it's going to get better right around the corner. In the meantime, I'm going to smoke it up and just kind of basically erase 6 months.
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, I agree and disagree. I'm pro marijuana, and I think that those people maybe always had that outlook. Like maybe that's just the way those people are, and they're also using it, as a crutch. But I think that marijuana is helpful in a lot of situations, and if you use it responsibly.
Yeah, you made a really good point earlier when you said you were talking about these nootropics and him, right? You're talking about him and Euclid. It is the same, because I know, in college, there were people who smoked pot around me constantly, all day long, every day.
Sorry, man.
And so, yeah.
Guilty party.
And some of us would just go, we'd smoke, and then we'd go play video games, or we'd go crash, or we'd go eat, or whatever, and we were done. And then there's another buddy that used to hang out with us. He would smoke, and he would go study. He is literally a doctor in Houston right now. He is a doctor.
Yeah. I believe it has to do with the person. I think the individual, and they're yeah.
Okay. So the original question. No, but I love it. I mean, I really appreciate you guys being very open. It's important. I think it helps you guys heal, and it helps us and other people understand more about, what choices to make and what choices not to make, and how they can result. So you're at a point right now, you took these nootropics, you have got a little Bitcoin, you saw the Bitcoin rise a little bit. Now walk me through what kind of happens next.
Okay, so fast forward to about a year ago, I'm noticing that the Bitcoin is really starting to go up. And I'm noticing that now, it's climbing. And I go, you know what? There's something here, like this thing that, and at that moment I was like, is this the same shit that I knew about, the Bitcoin gold back in 2002? And I looked it up, and I was like, no, this just was invented in 2009. And so I was like, this is amazing. This technology is fucking amazing, and it's decentralized, and we can, send it to each other without banks, and no third parties are involved. And, this is very fucking cool. And by the way, it's fucking going up in value, going up. Yeah. So I started to just pour myself into it, and I convinced my wife that we needed to buy some, buy a little more. And, so it's just like, it's saved my life, because, I got sober 8 months ago, and I've completely poured myself into the crypto community. It's connected me with amazing people, like you guys. And it's, allowed me to,
thank you.
do something that positive with my life. Everyone that I talk to that has anything to do with crypto seems to have their heart in the right place. I think we're all here to change things. I think things are fucked up. The banks are fucking running us. And I think it's time that and I keep saying this is such a fucking cliche, but I think it's time we take the power back. And I think that crypto is going to allow us to do that. I feel like the universe, and I'm really, when it comes to like spirituality and shit, I get really out there, but I believe that the universe is making this shit happen, and that we are all connecting, and we're going to, make shit right. That's it.
Out of those, so you mentioned a lot of people in the crypto space that you've connected with. Is there anybody that you can point to that you see as a mentor, or that's kind of taken underneath your wing, somebody you respect in the crypto space? Sure.
Yes. And this is, I'm having a hard time. I'm getting emotional.
Do you want me to answer that for you?
Hold on, let me breathe.
You could breathe it out. Okay.
Yeah. This dude, Bitcoin Beggar, that I met, like from the beginning, some Doge. He's a Doge guy. He kind of, as far as it's hard to say. Like, your question was
Yeah, like a mentor. He took you under his wing.
Well, I don't feel like we really he took me under his wing necessarily as a mentor, but he was one of the first dudes that interacted with me, that made me feel like I was accepted. And so shout out to Bitcoin Beggar, and he's like part of my family now. We've connected after my podcast, and that dude's a homie for life. But him and like the dude, you guys had him on your show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bitcoin dude. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, same with him. He's like, he followed me. He had, he's a big guy on there. So answer your question, like those two guys, I actually had sort of a guy that I watched on YouTube that had a channel, and I sort of followed him over to crypto Twitter. I don't really follow him that much anymore because he has like a paid group, and I'm not really down for that. You know what I mean? I was accepted, by these guys, and that's it. I can't really think of who else.
Everyone we've really met's been amazing.
Everyone, all my friends. I mean, just everyone. It's just like it's amazing that I've got a family now.
Yeah, the crypto like community and the crypto Twitter community are just really a great group of people, because I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. We're kind of about changing things for the better for the future and giving power back to the masses instead of big corporations and big business or big banks and stuff like that. And so I think with that comes like an acceptance where most crypto people are accepting of other new members into the community, and things like that. So I totally agree. Crypto community is great. We're great people.
Yeah, it's like a whole group of like-minded individuals, and it's like you don't have to just make friends with people in your area that necessarily you don't agree with everything. It's just you find these people that have the same beliefs and values as you do. It's pretty amazing. I'm surprised.
Totally. I mean, a lot of people we've interviewed, like, we'll have disagreements like on personal things like government or religion or something like this. I mean, just us three on the podcast, we disagree on a lot of subjects within politics and religion and those hot topic subjects.
Right.
But when it comes overall, I think we're all in this together. And if we want to change the world for the better, then we have to work together to do that. And cryptocurrency is like one avenue that we can take to change the world.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about it. Everyone seems to be so accepting of other people's ideas and stuff. It's really rare to see that.
Yeah, I've got, my close friends some of them are Christians. I've got Satanists. I've got pagans. I've got every type of religion you could think of, and we're all friends. And
crypto friends you're talking about, or you just mean broadly?
I think all we have right now are crypto friends.
I don't have,
Nothing wrong with that.
There's one common thread among all crypto people. And there's one thing, because I was trying to figure it out the other day, like what is the one common thread among crypto people? And I used to think it was decentralization. Even that's not necessarily true, because like we have a good buddy of the show, Marxist Crypto. I mean, he's a Marxist, so obviously not for a decentralization.
Right.
But still a big proponent of cryptocurrency, a big proponent of overtaking the banks and the system. So he gets that. But I think the one commonality between all crypto people is that we are in a situation where, and this is one thing that drives people together, just from any type of group perspective. We are the ones who, when Bitcoin crashes, we go to our friends and family in the real world, outside of Twitter and outside of the computer and outside of the podcast, and we say, hey, I'm really passionate about this thing called Bitcoin, this thing called cryptocurrency. I think it's going to change the world. And they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they just say, oh, you're in digital money, you fucking idiot, and all this. So you have to defend this thing that is it's hard to defend, and it focuses you to dig deep and entrench, and then you do research. And then I think that's why so many people in crypto are like, they're sharp fucking people, man. People in crypto are sharp. It's because you're forced to be, because everybody tries to talk shit about it.
We're passionate. The crypto people are passionate. And we have a belief, and if we didn't have this belief, we wouldn't be doing this shit right now. Talking, all of us right now. It's more than just a hobby. It's a life, and it's become all encompassing, and it's like it's just passion. I think we all have this passion to make this thing work, and I think it is going to work. I think we are going to be able to do what we've set out to do, which we're kind of figuring out as we go along, but passion.
Absolutely. So you guys are very passionate about cryptocurrency. Do you guys hold the same bag, or do you guys each have a different bag?
I'm going to speak.
Well, we do. I mean, we have the same, all of our money's tied together. I mean, we've been married, forever. So everything's
we share the same.
Together.
And let me just tell you something. I'm not super passionate about necessarily crypto so much.
I think you are. I mean, it's like in your life.
Well, when I say that, I don't mean like I'm not passionate about the idea. I'm very passionate about the idea, but I don't know shit about most of it.
You're not very knowledgeable. You're passionate. You're
I know,
that's the first step. That's definitely the first step.
Yeah. I know, I've got, things that we hold, and, that's what I am. I'm not a trader. We don't have very much. We have a very small amount, and, hopefully one day it grows into something, but
we keep investing. So nevertheless,
it's just like, but to answer your question, yes, we just share, the same, bags. And we just started, we got into, and a little shout out here. We just got into Pink Coin,
which on the website. Yep.
Yeah, very excited about that. And also Dragon. My wife does,
what is the website for everybody out there?
It's cryptoeuclid.com. Yeah. But are you asking about my website or the Pink one?
Well, I saw the link today when I was getting ready to talk to you guys, and I'm pretty sure it was on cryptoeuclid.com.
Yeah,
that's my website. That's where I've got all my podcasts and things. But so to answer your question, we share. It's not like I brought her into this. She wasn't very like she trusted me that I wasn't sober when I talked to her about it, and so she was hesitant.
Yeah, I can just hear her like, yeah, sure, Bitcoin.
Right.
My wife's eyes glazed.
No, I also remembered.
I start speaking about it.
The first thing I said was, "Isn't that thing back in 2000 that we've read about?" And so I was interested.
Yeah.
It piqued my interest. So I wasn't really skeptical. I mean, I was pretty much skeptical at anything he said during that time when he was drinking, but but no, I'm all for it, and I think it's fun. Even the altcoins and everything, they're just fun. So
Mystical Oaks, do you pull the trigger on any of the buy orders?
I don't. I let him do all that stuff. I mean, you know,
that's cool.
It's like when you have someone who's computer savvy, you just let them do everything. You know, I know I feel like I should. I might get there one day, but I just let him take care of that. But he doesn't do anything without checking with me. You know, we go into it together and we
love
weigh
that
it.
teamwork.
Mutual consent.
Yeah,
definitely.
she's the boss basically, and I'm totally fine with that. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I would be dead multiple times. So, you know, I'm crazy and she's not. And you know, and I like to buy things. I like to buy toys and gadgets and stuff. And so she's the sort of the final word on that shit.
Crypto. If you're gonna blow money too, like crypto's a good way to blow money because one of these days you might just strike it with that one coin, and and then you're rich. You know,
exactly.
And I would say me and Brandon, we are kind of in y'all's boat. Like we don't trade really. We just kind of find coins that we like.
We're not married, by the way.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Mean, fine, but I see that you're in two different houses.
In Texas, so.
We're separated. We tried, it just didn't work out. But you know, people change. Anyway,
as much as y'all fight, you would think y'all are married.
Oh yeah, you're right. We do fight a lot.
Past life married.
We argue a lot. I was Brandon's best man in his wedding and everything. We've known each other for so long.
We're roommates.
We argue. We're like brothers. I mean, we argue like brothers.
He's like a little brother.
That's like my crew with Around the Corn. Those guys are my brothers now, and I just met them like 3 months ago.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast.
That's cool.
And they're literally my family. Like we're gonna go to Vegas, all of us, and do the CryptoCon. We're gonna try to get we're gonna do the show live. That's the goal. That's the plan.
Even if we're in the parking lot across the street, you know,
we're gonna fucking do it. We're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna have someone film the whole fucking thing, and we're gonna make a goddamn movie about it. For Moby Dick, you guys know him on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. And you know, Crypto Draws and Nero and AI 8 Ball and Danger Foul. Those are my homies from Around the Corn, and that's the plan. We're gonna fucking go to Vegas and film a fucking movie.
I don't know if they're down for the filming yet, but you know,
listen, if we do this fucking thing, if someone's not filming it, it
should be filmed.
It's like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys go to, and we just get a bus and we just all go to Vegas and film the whole fucking thing, and you know what I'm saying?
As I told you, there's no strings on me. I'm free to go whenever you guys want to go. So I'm totally down.
Cool. I'd love to see it happen.
Brandon, you can bring the posse.
I've got we talked about
a big van.
4 kids under the age of 3, so
they'll love Vegas.
Oh yeah, kids are great in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, they love kids in the casinos.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Just stick them over in the corner by the slots. And
I've tried that. That doesn't work. Actually, they tell you to scoot along. They won't even let you gamble if you have a kid in a stroller. I mean, he's in a stroller. I'm like, he's in a stroller. He's not playing slots. You know.
We got married.
Total childism.
Yeah, we got married in Vegas by Elvis.
We did not get married by Elvis.
Oh, I thought
the
we did
actual Elvis, the real Elvis reincarnated.
Yeah, the real
Elvis. It was
Elvis.
like a drive-through wedding chapel, but we went inside. And
you don't remember if you got married by Elvis or not?
I don't know. I was really nervous.
No,
how much kratom were you doing?
I didn't. I don't do kratom. So.
That was like 20 years ago. Huh?
Yeah, it was 18 years ago. But I was sweating bullets. He was fine, but I was like, whew. I don't know. It's pretty serious.
You guys sound young though, and you're married for 20 years. I don't want to bust you out on your age if you don't feel comfortable, but are you guys? So millennials are 18 to 34. I think is the age group for millennials. Are you guys a millennial?
No, we're zennials.
Zennials.
What the hell is a zennial?
He just made that up. No, I'm kidding.
I would just like to point out, Peter, if they were millennials and 34 and they've been married for 20 years, they would have got married when they were 14, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, but he said he grew up on the streets and that kind of stuff.
Vegas is crazy.
He started early.
Vegas is looking crazy. They'll marry anybody.
Yeah.
We met when we were 18.
I actually got married in Vegas as well.
Oh,
and I'm
cool.
pretty sure it was the pastor from The Princess Bride that married us.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that would have been better.
Marriage. Marriage.
True love.
True love.
Yeah.
No, we're 41. I don't, we're not, there's,
Yeah, we met when we were 18.
Yeah.
So we've been.
41 is the new 31.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't believe I'm 40 something. I'm 41. Like,
yeah, I feel like we're not. I mean, I still feel.
I don't get it.
I still
like,
feel
I don't
early
remember,
30s. I don't know,
yeah,
late 20s even.
It's just a number. It's just how you feel. It's always just how you feel.
But I still sometimes get carded. So I mean, I'm like, yeah.
That always makes you feel good, right?
It does. You're like,
yeah.
whoa.
I stopped getting carded like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't get carded ever.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm not carded, I'm like, don't you want to see my ID? Because I'm really.
That's how I was. I was like, excuse me.
Yeah. You don't know that I'm over 21.
Yeah.
It's a breach of Texas law. You're supposed to ask me.
Once they stop asking you, it's almost insulting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've reached that age, I guess. I'm an old person.
How old are you guys? In your late 30s?
I'm 32.
Okay.
I think we're all about the same age, yeah.
I'm 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that seems to be the average age.
Stay with a question at the end.
I think.
You don't know, Dustin?
34?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Sometimes I don't know.
Ron Burgundy?
Yeah. Are you
I
taking?
think that's right.
Are you on Kratom, Dustin?
No.
Not today. Yeah, hey Brandon, where's your Bitcoin? Your physical, you don't have it with you?
No, I don't have. My son got chocolate all over it, so
He's got some like a real coin, like a physical
Right.
Bitcoin that he likes to toss
Yeah,
around.
you used to be able to buy them on eBay or something. I remember.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I got them.
Yeah.
I got them off of Amazon, and they sell a bunch of them. They got them for everything: Litecoin, Doge.
but they have the private seed like right on the coin somehow, right?
Not the one he has. The one he has is just like a memorabilia kind of novelty
right.
thing. But you're right, they did used to sell that. I haven't seen though. I tried to find those. Like the paper wallet things that look like Bitcoins, but I can't find them anywhere. So I don't know. I don't know if they still make those or what, where they have the private keys on the back of them.
Yeah, you know that there was a scam going around on eBay. I used to see it on Reddit a lot. There was a paper wallet that someone would sell you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously in a paper wallet, the private keys are printed right there. So people that didn't know what the fuck they were doing would go on to eBay and buy a paper wallet. Well, all this scammer was doing was printing out a paper wallet, and they would write down the private key, and they would mail you this paper wallet. So you would load it up.
Bastard.
Yeah, you would load it up with your Bitcoin, and then a few, I don't know, maybe months later, you didn't have any more Bitcoin.
Man, that's like the easiest scam in the book. But like, if you don't know what you're doing, you would just think about it.
You would look and you would see all these listings, and they were like 10 sold, and you're like, fuck, that's 10 people that just lost their fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Speaking of scams, me and Dustin just partook in a scam, which we knew it was a scam, but we kind of wanted to take the risk. Well, I don't know, me personally, I don't know why Dustin did it, but we found these like. Have you ever heard of Wish? It's like these Chinese. It's like an app where you can buy super cheap Chinese products. Like, I mean,
maybe
shirts to jackets to anything.
Yeah.
It's super cheap, but the deal is it comes in like it takes sometimes like a month for that stuff to come in. But it's
this thing was supposed to take like 3 months. Anyway, so supposedly
I'm happy with what I got.
yeah, I'm super happy. So
do you have it, Prater? Can you show it?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second.
Okay, so supposedly before he busted out, it was GPUs, okay? Like these 1080 GPUs, and they were $1. And we were I was like, this is obviously a scam.
Right.
But I'll get like
wasn't that obvious because
well, no, I considered it 99% chance to be a scam. But I was like, I'll spend $5 and just see. I'll take that 1% chance that maybe these are some crappy GPUs or something, and maybe I'll get some GPUs in. Well, it said it was supposed to take 3 months to ship or something like that, and I think I got it in like 2 weeks, I want to say. But it was just the most random bag of like odd trinkets and weird. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just the most random stuff.
I love that. What is that? Fake eyelashes?
Yeah, I got some fake eyelashes too in mine.
Holy shit! I love this idea. It's like a gift bag, like a surprise bag or something.
Yeah, it is definitely a surprise because they're not GPUs.
What's the business model with this? How does this work? Like,
just
Wait, is that a
convincing you that you're buying GPUs, and then when you get them, they're just a bunch of random stuff. It just seems like somebody's standing there with a bunch of boxes, and they're just like grabbing stuff, like throwing it into a bag, and like
figure out why do they send anything? Like if they're gonna send them, like what they just
I don't know.
Oh, you know why? I'll tell you why. Well, maybe because then you can't do a chargeback. You know, like there was tracking involved, and
because they said there was a 30-day return policy. I mean, by the time I got it, I was like, screw it, it's $5. Because what it did come with one iPhone charger, and I was like, well, that's kind of worth the money right there, honestly.
They're like, I mean, how do you get away? I mean, I'm you're blowing my mind. Like
I realized this after we purchased it, and I didn't see it anywhere on there.
I didn't either. And I like
but
triple
if you
check.
look at the receipt, it says this is a raffle instead of this is what you get. So you could win a video card.
Yeah. I think what they do is they don't put it in the description of the item description, but once you pay the money, then in the receipt it says like this is a raffle. You have a possible chance to get a GPU.
This is like that.
But most likely you'll get Mickey Mouse iPhone covers.
Yeah, this is like that bidding thing where it's like you could. I just bought this iPad for $20, and the ladies like shut up. No, you didn't.
I did that scam as well, and I got a chocolate fountain for $5 that I never used.
I thought we did use that one time. I remember.
I was living with you. Yeah, we did use it.
Hey, I mean, a chocolate fountain for $5. You can't beat that.
It was pretty good.
Bring that chocolate fountain to the Vegas show, and we'll set that sucker up.
What else have you fallen for?
I still have it. To be completely honest with you, that was like 20 years ago. I still have that thing.
Vintage.
How did it
come through?
Oh, we were talking about scams. I was like, how the fuck did we get off on this shit? We went from,
but I need to know what other scams Dustin has fallen for. So.
Yeah, just this week. Who knows?
I don't even remember. I don't even know how old I am. So, I mean.
Dustin, you're me. You're me on Around the Corn. You're because, like, I'm kind of I kind of don't know what's going on half the time, and they all make fun of me and shit. So, yeah.
Hey, so talking about scams and, like, ripoffs and hacks and stuff like that. Did you guys hear about the Mt. Gox money? Getting moving today.
No, not today. I thought you were talking about in general news.
Yeah, supposedly $16
million.
Yeah, 140 million. 16,000 bitcoins were like liquidated for the Mt. Gox wallets today.
Okay, so was that we don't know who did it, or?
Yeah, we don't know who did it.
Okay, so Mt. Gox, they were going to reopen that or something, or wasn't there?
I don't think they can. They already jailed the CEO. He's in jail for like a long time. Because that's China, and they don't mess around.
Now, weren't people going to get some of their Bitcoin back? Wasn't that the deal?
Supposedly, and I think some people did. Not the full thing though. But then I think the company behind Mt. Gox found some of the Bitcoin later on, like a couple thousand, and they stored it in a wallet. But slowly over the past couple months, that money has been leaving those wallets, being liquidated. And I don't think anybody really knows who's doing it, where it's going. It's just going back into the market. So today, 16,000 more Bitcoin, went into the market today. But the whole thing is really sketchy. It's weird.
So, what's you guys' opinion on the price of Bitcoin? Do you think we're going to get back up to 20 grand this year?
This year, I think this year, I think we probably end about where we were last year. Maybe 15 to 25, I would say, is like a good range.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to have that crazy run at the end of the year, just like.
Do you know how excited we're going to get, round 2 of this fucking thing? You know how the crypto Twitter, how excited we got just recently when we hit 9, and imagine how excited we're going to be. I think we're going to keep going up from here. I mean, I feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where do you see us here? Let's see at the end of Q2 and then at the end of Q4.
Are you asking me where I see it?
Yes, sir.
Oh fuck. What's Q2 mean?
Quarter two.
Quarter
that's
two.
Yeah. That's Their
Pulling a
quarters are
Dustin.
3 month
Yeah.
segments. So
Okay, so
January,
tell me-
February, March is quarter one.
I would have just
April,
made up
May,
numbers
June
to
is
make him
quarter two.
happy.
Yeah, Dustin, you and I think we're like, wait, what is he talking
You're
about?
twins.
I need a month. So tell me, like,
Short-term guess, long-term guess.
I don't even
There you go.
understand months, so
yeah, I don't know what month we're in. I swear to fucking God, I don't. Are we in April right
Yes.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to know like what I think and what my vision is because I see things. I can see. I see.
Well, you're
things.
looking at me.
Because you're the one who tells me what the
Right.
fuck. No, I'm joking. My prediction is this, and let's just say, let's just talk about Christmas of this year.
That would be the end of the year.
Okay, I want to say, and this is my. I'm going to say 18,000 is what we're going to hit December of this year, and I feel like, yeah, just 18,000 just pops in my head. So I think.
Well,
we're
there
gonna
you go.
hit
You've
that.
heard it.
Dang.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
There it
it
is.
shall be done.
So this reminds me of that the scene in Waterboy when the girlfriend is telling the reporter like what the score is going to be.
I didn't see Waterboy, but
Does it remind you of Bring It On again?
64-15.
Yeah, we talked about the movie
These are
Bring It On
square figures.
like 20 minutes in the last episode. I have no idea why.
I've never seen Bring It On either.
Like,
Oh, well, you're
I
missing
don't know
out.
if I've actually seen the whole movie, but I've seen like,
Oh, I've never seen the whole movie.
It's a
I've seen it
cheerleader.
yeah,
movie.
right,
different
Brandon.
times I've seen the parts of it like 8 different times,
It's like
and
wakes
I
up
also
to
watch it once a day.
Yeah.
Right. There
Wait,
we go.
what's Bring It On? What's
They
it
said
about?
it's a cheerleading movie.
It's a
Yeah.
what?
Coming of
Really
age
good.
movie.
Coming of age, yeah. You know what I like are those drum movies, Drumline, where they're all like.
Oh
drumming.
yeah.
Essentially, this is Drumline with cheerleaders.
Okay, I love that shit.
Or Drumline was Bring It On with drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the movie where you just feel like so excited and you just want to jump up and down. Is that kind of movie?
It's the movie where you're like, why was my high school not anything like this?
Oh, right.
All the high school kids 25.
Oh, right.
It's
Like
the
every
movie where you're
movie.
like, why am I watching this again?
Yeah. We don't even watch TV anymore. I
No.
mean, I
don't
watch
either.
Twitter now. You know, I watch crypto
Yeah.
Twitter and I do
YouTube?
podcasts.
I do YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, but I don't even watch that much of that. But like we used to watch, TV was our life. You know, we grew up with TV on as children. It was our babysitters, and
And one of the best babysitters, of course, being Mr. Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Yeah, look how great that turned out, right?
Oh god.
I used to love Bill Cosby's
Yeah.
stand-ups.
I
and
love
stuff.
Fat
You know?
Albert.
I'm-
Oh yeah.
I met
Fat
Bill
Albert
Cosby
was
one
it.
time.
Oh, cool.
I shook Bill Cosby's hand, and then he
Wow.
grabbed my ass.
Yeah, I was like, did you?
No, he didn't. He didn't, but I
I
did
met
shake
Bill
his
Cosby one time, and I
really
don't
did.
remember what happened after that.
Oh yeah.
I woke up later.
I woke up and my butt hurt really bad.
But he was a great guy.
Yeah, we had a great time. That reminds me of Bro Rape. Have you guys seen that that YouTube video? That, like,
No,
it's like
I'm scared.
I can
Oh,
tell you right
God.
now, I have not seen Bro Rape.
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious. Just the guy from the
Community.
yeah, the guy from Community. God,
Okay.
what is his name? He's like a rapper now. He's a big deal.
Yeah, Childish Gambino. What's his name?
yeah,
Donald
yeah,
Glover.
Yeah. I think it was him that it was like when he was young, and they made this like documentary, like, "Have you experienced bro rape?" You know, and it's like, "Come on, bro, let's come over here. Just drink this vodka." You know,
There's
you'll
a
be
Jack Johnson
Yeah,
tape
yeah,
involved.
Jack
or
Johnson.
CD.
playing in the background.
Oh, that's funny.
Good.
Well, okay, so look, so before we go, we have gotten into your psyche from your perspective, right? So we've got into your psyche from we've asked you questions and you give us answers. You have time to kind of digest and process it. We're going to break all that down. We're going to break through the lines. We've got a lightning round prepared for both of you.
Whew,
Oh God, I'm scared.
sweating.
So I'm
I
going to
didn't even know about
I'm
this.
gonna give you.
I didn't either.
So I'm going to give you two choices. I'm going to give you two words.
Can
You
Dustin play too?
Yeah.
Dustin could play, but it's not a lightning round. It would be like a
The turtle round.
Italy round.
Thunder.
I feel like we're on speed with him, like on the same.
All right,
All right, so who wants to play first? Euclid or Mystical Oaks?
Let my wife. play
What?
first.
You're gonna make
Yeah,
me do it
go
first?
ahead. You're first.
Okay, I'll try. Let me go.
Go ahead.
I'm very interested to hear this. I have no idea what he's going to say.
That
Okay,
makes me feel
so
better.
first thing off the top of your head, it's got to be quick response, as quick as you possibly can. Are you ready?
I think
Are you
so.
ready to play?
Okay.
Oh shit.
All right, ready? Twitter or Facebook?
Twitter.
Erwin or Ginny Weasley?
Don't know.
Magical School Bus or Schoolhouse Rock?
Schoolhouse Rock.
Tenacious D or Decentralized Currency?
Decentralized currency.
Liquidity or Rock Hard Ebs?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to go liquidity.
Pythagoras or Euclid?
Euclid.
All right, that concludes your lightning round.
That was easy. Okay.
I'm so fucking nervous right now.
I'm still on the first.
There was
What
one
was it
question
again?
where I didn't even know what it meant.
I mean,
Thank you. Me either. I was like,
you
what?
literally-
Question, maybe?
You literally got my heart racing right now. I'm fucking like, I'm nervous.
I'm
as
ready
fuck.
for more. Keep it
That was-
going.
God.
That was that
Those
the
are
Harry
easy.
Potter one?
So
Hermione.
Erwin is from Lord of the Rings,
Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
and
Oh,
Ginny
okay.
Weasley is from Harry Potter.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
I
Lord
got
of the Lord of the Rings all the way.
Yeah, I've never even seen Harry Potter.
Yeah, I'm not
There's somebody out there listening who's like, "Fucking Harry Potter!"
Yeah, I'll never listen to this podcast again.
No.
Yeah.
I almost hung up when.
all right, I'm ready.
All
I'm
right,
ready.
Euclid, you ready to go?
Oh God.
All right, prepare yourself. This is your lightning round. Are you
Okay,
ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash?
Bitcoin,
Cash or Apple Pay?
cash,
Tea or coffee?
coffee,
Apple or Android?
Android.
Pam Anderson or Pam Cooking Spray?
Pam Anderson. No, Pam's. No, fuck. Pam Anderson.
Anderson Cooper or Shepard Smith?
Anderson Cooper.
Ben Bernanke or Janet Yellen?
No idea.
Bob
Who they are.
Burnquist or Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk.
That concludes your lightning round.
Are you building some sort of profile? Like, are you?
Yeah.
This is
I'm just trying to, I want to look. I want the Twitter sphere.
It's the lotion on its skin.
Hey, out of curiosity, what was that second question you asked? Who are those people?
Which second question was cash or Apple Pay?
Oh, second to last one. I'm sorry.
Ben Bernanke or Janet Yellen?
Yeah, well, who
Who
was
are
that?
they?
Former and current Fed chair.
No idea.
200.
No, I didn't know that either.
I should probably know that shit, but
Bob
Yeah,
Burnquist
me
and
too.
Tony Hawk.
Nobody knows.
I knew that one.
Pam Anderson, large-breasted person. Pam Cooking Spray, lubricant for steaks.
Yeah.
yes.
For something.
Steak lubricant.
Pan lubricant.
It should be their new marketing strategy.
Yes.
All right, cool, guys. Well, hey, look, we really appreciate you guys coming on, and, I feel a bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
totally.
fun.
Yeah, I love
Actually-
you guys. You guys are my friends now.
Well, we love you too, and we definitely see you as a friend, and both of you guys, and we appreciate you guys coming on. Tell everybody real quick all the places that they can reach out to you guys, all the ways they can get in contact with you guys, and how they can look at some of the projects that you're working on currently.
Well, first of all, you go to my website, cryptoeuclid.com, and I've got all my podcasts, and a link to aroundthecorn.io is also on there, which is our Around the Corn silly game show that we're doing. My wife is a life coach and a spiritual advisor, and you can go to mysticaloaks.com, and she will help you in different areas of your life. But that's the main thing. I'm on Steemit as well. You can go to my Steemit thing through my website, but
And we're always on Twitter.
and we're always on Twitter. Yeah.
Love it. Well, we appreciate you guys, and we'll be sure to have you guys back, and we'll find out how Q2 and Q4 turns out.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. What a powerful interview with Crypto Euclid, and a special thanks to Mystical Oaks for joining them. I know they're a tag team, and we appreciate them coming on the show. Now it's time for this week's Coin Focus. This week's Coin Focus is going to be Dragonchain, not to be confused with Dragon Coin. If you're familiar with the Disney Marketplace, then you know the Dragon Coin has an association, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that and whether or not.
You said Dragon Coin.
See, this is why we're doing this show today, guys.
So
So
you don't get confused.
so I don't get confused, so you don't get confused.
I'm not.
Yeah, but you're the brain here. So without further ado, Hasto, tell me everything you know about Dragonchain.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you everything I know because that would take too long. But we'll go over the 3 basic things that Dragonchain does. Okay, first, it's a platform. So it is it's a smart contract solution. So it's competing with Ethereum, Neo, Cardano, all those smart contract platforms. I don't know. I can't think of any more right now. EOS, yeah. It's also a business enterprise solution platform, so it's competing with Stratus or Nebulous. Lisk, I think, does the same thing. So one thing that sets it apart from those in the platform aspect is it can be programmed in multiple languages. So you got JavaScript, Python, Node, C#, and things like Nebulous can only be coded on JavaScript or Solidity. So that's one plus it has on its side. So that's the platform aspect. The second thing it does is an incubator. So it will help you create.
Just watch your language on the show.
So it will help you
incubator.
create. Yeah.
Check.
It will help you create your blockchain for your business. Basically, what Dragonchain's trying to do is be a business solution for or a solution for businesses that want to integrate blockchain into their business model. So if Starbucks, for example, says, "Hey, we want to have our own blockchain," they can go to Dragonchain, and Dragonchain will help them with their incubator integrate blockchain into their business model. So the incubator is the second part. The third part would be the marketplace. So when Dragonchain has a token sale or an ICO or something like that, you will be able to partake in those token sales or ICOs on the Dragonchain marketplace. And there's a lot of benefits to having dragons when it comes to the marketplace. For one, if you have dragons, you get discounted rates on token sales. You get early access to token sales.
You also get a claim to the throne.
You got to take down Tyrion for that, though. Or Khaleesi. Yeah, since she's the Queen of Dragons. But so there's a lot of things I like about Dragonchain, and
I never watched Lord of the Rings. I don't really get all those references.
Oh, you son of a bitch! It's Game of Thrones. But there's a lot of.
I think there's dragons in Lord of the Rings.
There is in The Hobbit, which is in that Middle Earth world.
Okay, so we're going to take a little deep dive here. First of all, there are dragons in Lord of the Rings. And second of all, how the fuck come the hobbits didn't just jump on a dragon and fly to the Mordor?
Well,
why do they walk the whole fucking time? If they had dragons...
Well,
if they had dragons, then why the fuck didn't they just get on a dragon to begin with and fly there? What's the point of going through snow and ice? And
it would have been a 10-minute movie.
As far as I know,
there's not. Tolkien suckered all you fuckers.
As far as I know, there's not multiple dragons in that universe. There's only one, and it's Smaug. If you read or watched The Hobbit,
yeah, I was going.
Not a nice dragon.
I was busy.
He's not like giving.
He's not a How to Train Your Dragon. He's not
giving Uber rides.
Dragon. Speaking of How to Train Your Dragon, one thing that Dragonchain does, or that is associated with, is Disney. Probably a lot of people have heard that when they hear about Dragonchain, they hear the word Disney.
Well, it started as a private blockchain for Disney, and then spiraled into what it is now, which is everything you just described: the platform, the incubator, and the marketplace.
Yep. Yeah, from what I got from it, there's like a loose connection with Disney still. I think, I don't know, my interpretation of it was that, yeah, this was like an internal block. This started as an internal blockchain, like within Disney to like manage data. And then the founder, Joe Roats, I think
you're gonna say Joe Rogan.
I would have bought in immediately. The Joe Roats experience. from what I gather, like he basically went to Disney and was like, "Hey, you know, this blockchain that we built for the like internal use of for Disney, it can also have another use case for like business development." And now I'm making all this up. This is just like my assumptions of what happened. I don't really know.
I agree. I think, yeah. And they were like, well, shit, if we can make some money on the side with something we've already produced, why not put it out there for people?
Yeah.
You can say you're associated with us, and then if you start making lots of money, we're going to take our cut.
Exactly. So
well,
I don't think they're funding this. I don't think they're funding this in any way. I think that was what the ICO was for. I would say the only way they're funding this is coming because Joe Rhodes is a Disney employee. Maybe his paycheck, some of it's going towards the development, but I think
I'm not even sure. Is he still a Disney employee?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he still works at Disney. Now the vice president of strategic partnerships, she worked at Disney for 7 years, but she doesn't anymore as far as I know. So I think he's the only one that still technically works at Disney. There might be one more of the architects that still works at Disney. I'm not sure, but I know he still does.
Gatorade had a similar story. Just again, to take us too far off topic, but it was the same kind of idea. There's basically a scientist who worked at the University of Florida, and they tried to figure out different ways to get the players more hydrated on the field. And basically, he added salt to Kool-Aid is essentially what happened, and it provides the electrolytes in the drink, and they called it Gatorade, and then it kind of took on a life of its own. They began to market it.
Now it's just sugar water.
So it's Kool-Aid again.
Yeah.
Gatorade doesn't have salt in it anymore?
Oh, I don't know. It probably does, but it
has
has
electrolytes.
Sugar in it too.
Yeah, sugar and salt.
It's definitely what plants crave.
Yeah. Electrolytes.
So, but I mean, it's interesting. It started the same way. It started as a part of a huge organization internally, and they just tried to fucking do it. And then all of a sudden it took off, and they actually, the guy who started it actually took it away from the University of Florida, and then he has separate ownership of it now. Coca-Cola actually owns it now.
Yeah, that was probably a good purchase from Coca-Cola. But what I get, like my impression is that like Disney was basically like, yeah, do your own shit. You can't necessarily say that like it's a Disney product, but sure, you can mention our name. Because I watched the interview with the CEO earlier, and he kept reiterating,
well, there's probably nothing they can do
on behalf. Well, I'm sure they could if they.
No, I mean, just to keep him from saying like, look, I developed this at Disney. I was working at Disney. He could say Disney 50 times and not ever say like, Disney owns this or
on their website it says at the very bottom, the fine print says the comments, views, and opinions expressed are those of the author and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Walt Disney Company, Disney Connected and Advanced Technologies, or any affiliate companies.
Yeah, so I think Disney's probably just like hedging a bet. They're like, sure, you can mention us, because in the interview that I watched, the interviewers kept asking him specifically about like Disney, and he kept saying, I can't speak for Disney. I can only speak for my team. I can't speak for. He just kept saying that.
But I mean, if you scroll up the page just a little bit, there's 3 articles that start with the word Disney built a blockchain, Disney incubated dragons, Dragonchain, Disney Dragonchain sends 3 powerful messages.
I'm sure
every
Disney
YouTube video they have for this has the font in almost every one of these YouTube pages for this. The font is in like that Disney kind of
in the Schindler List font.
Like I would think
like it was written by a magical mouse who hated Jews.
I would say Disney probably doesn't mind. They probably, they know it's not a scam because it started at their company. If it was a scam and they were saying like, we're connected with Disney, then they would probably shut that shit down pretty quick. But they know it's not a scam because it started there. They know, what the blockchain is about.
Just the association with Disney itself, I think, helps the
oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Just being able to use the word Disney is gonna, drive
huge benefit.
Exactly.
Benefit. One cool thing there's a lot of things that I like about them. First of all, if we were really talking about adoption of blockchain technology, businesses are going to flock to this once the first few businesses integrate it and like it helps their business. So like Dragonchain may be the one or one of the successful ones that is a platform for these businesses to come in and integrate blockchain into their business. So it could be really, really, really successful. I see a good.
Do you ever worry that there is like an adoption syndrome where all of a sudden, you know, they become a very successful chain and Disney starts to bring their lawyers in and say things like, well, you know, this did fucking actually start with us, and so we're going to need to Winklevoss off.
I guarantee they have some wording in the contract where they get a cut of the money.
I know. Yeah, when I was in college, I worked for AT&T, and there in my employment contract, it said basically anything that I do while I'm clocked in at AT&T is property of AT&T, intellectual property not withhold.
You mentioned two different basically platforms that was a competition with two separate coins for each, you know, platform.
I did.
They combined those two, so I feel like even though they're competing with both of them, they have the advantage of combining those two advantages into one for the competition.
Yeah,
aspect of it.
That's a good point. I mean, and just to hit off what you said, Brandon, about maybe Disney taking about maybe Disney taking back control. I mean, that's highly possible, I would think, if it becomes super successful. But as an investor, just from like my point of view,
that's better.
That's fine with me, because that probably just adds more value to the coin. I think right now it's undervalued.
I'm just saying,
what it become.
Yeah, but why would you assume that Disney would take control and then keep doing awesome stuff with it? It seems like what they may just do is just file a bunch of lawsuits and then get some kind of a settlement, throw that company into the dirt, and then you could have just built your platform on EOS or Ethereum and had somebody on the side pay to help you.
One advantage to Dragonchain over EOS and Ethereum is the blockchain has privacy built into it as well. So, you know, with Ethereum or EOS, you can make the blocks private for the private sector, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But you have to code around it. It's not built to be that way from the beginning. So this one, they have, you know, if you're Walmart and you're getting your products for 2 or 3 cents cheaper than Target, you don't want that to be out on the public blockchain. So having to have that information private is another advantage that they have over some of the other smart contract platforms. Now, I don't know that really answers your question. I think I just kind of deflected, but
no, I think that's actually really neat, because Zenfin is doing that too. So it seems like a lot of the I know I got to try to pump Zenfin at all different times. It's anemic right now. People, buy some Zenfin. This is not investment advice.
I think Zenfin cured AIDS this morning.
But it is interesting to me that like a lot of these legacy coins, which is a term I'm coining now here on Decentralized Talk, a lot of these legacy coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, as we move into the realm of security tokens, and as we move into this kind of next or maybe even third or fourth generation of coins, that's becoming a more popular attribute, right? Is the ability to have a single blockchain that holds both a public chain for the public's kind of good feelings in terms of being able to back check what's going on in a transaction, and then they have a private chain which holds all their financial data and that kind of stuff, and so it helps them from a records keeping perspective on a blockchain, but they don't want that obviously to be in the public eye. But in the public they want the comfortability of everybody seeing as much as possible. So my point is, more chains are implementing this kind of dual blockchain technology, like Zenfin, and it's it's becoming more popular, and I think it makes sense.
How is Zinfin doing?
I was just about to ask that.
It's not great, P. It's
No,
not
no, no. It's
No, actually, I bought
classic.
it. I bought it when it hit a pretty significant low, and so it's actually down a little bit right now. But I'm actually still up on it. So I feel pretty good about the dip point that I bought it at, and it was up. I was up 100 and I don't know what was it the other day. I took a screenshot of it. It's like
150 something, 180%, something like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. So it's super volatile, but I mean that's this whole market. So if you're afraid of volatility, then stay away from it. But if you're excited about making money, then get in some Zinfin.
This is not investing advice, guys.
No, this is
hey,
the chilling hour.
Not investing.
One other thing I wanted to talk about Dragonchain is one cool thing that they do with their coins. So, like I said earlier, if you have dragons, then you can get early access to their ICOs that are on their platform and token sales. You can also get discounts and stuff like that. One thing they do is this. It's called the Dragon Slumber Score. Basically, it's how long you keep your dragons for. So it's, how they calculate it is just how many dragons you have times how many days you've had the dragon. And they consider that a sleeping dragon. And you basically want to keep your dragons asleep because when you transfer them to another wallet or use them, it wakes them up and your Dragon Slumber Score. Yeah. Khaleesi comes and like burns you all. But your Dragon Slumber Score resets. So what the Dragon Slumber Score does, the higher it is, the bigger the discounts you get, and the earlier access you get, and the
bigger
higher
discounts you get on what? Like
ICO token sales, on the
Yeah.
ICOs and token sales that are on their platform, you get bigger discounts when purchasing. You also get earlier access, and you get higher deposit limits, so you can buy more than say somebody that doesn't have any Dragon coins or only has one or two. So that it's just like they're encouraging you to buy their coins and hodl them, not to just trade them and spend them and send them to a bunch of different wallets and stuff like that. So I like that. There's not a lot of coins that do that. And
I don't. I mean,
really? That's not
freaks me out because like
they're not trying to be a currency. That's not what they're trying to do. So they really want you to buy them and just hold them. So when you do want to spend them, when you do see that perfect project that comes along on their platform, that ICO that you're like, man, I really want to get in on that.
It's more of an investment token.
Yeah, maybe you have a bunch of dragons that have been sitting there for like a year, and you're like, this is the perfect opportunity for me to use this because I can get 50% off on this ICO because I have been holding these things for so long.
I like that. I mean, I think I like that. But the thing that gives me pause is that if you continue to hold the coin and everybody's incentivized to hold this coin, then if the ICO that you're excited about investing in is not the same one that Prater's excited investing in, and we all hold Dragon coin, and I'm basically just waiting for all the suckers to fall off for my Dragon coin to go up, what's going to happen is as a group, it seems like it, right? If everybody tries to hodl this thing, then it's never going to be in circulation. I get it; it's not a currency, but if it's not ever traded, then the market doesn't set the value, and that may mean that the number that you see next to the coin's name on coinmarketcap.com is not necessarily super accurate because there's a lot of people just kind of holding it and waiting, and then waiting for it to explode or waiting for it to whatever. And it's like, you ever seen those penny stocks where there's like big lines and gaps in between?
Yeah, well, because there's not a lot of volume.
There's not a lot of volume. So this seems to me exactly perfect. They're like this would destroy volume.
I mean, theoretically,
but I don't know. I'm just saying
that to an extent. But I also would think that holding it is going to make it more scarce. Because if everybody's holding and more people want it, there's scarcity there. So that's going to drive up the price, because even as the price goes up, if you're holding it and you see it goes from $2 to $8, some people are going to be like, oh shit, I got to sell some of this. And if it's not moving and people want it.
I I think that what's going to drive the price up is not necessarily like the trading volume, but the adoption of the platform. So the more ICOs and successful ICOs and token sales that are on there, say like Wells Fargo is like, I want to do a blockchain, I'm going to do it on Dragonchain. Like that's what's going to drive the price up, not
because they're going to use
the trading, not the daily trading. Right now, like their market cap's only at 276 million. To me personally, and this isn't investing advice, but I think if they do get good adoption and get like one big company to integrate blockchain using their incubator, I totally can see them up in like the $5 billion market cap level, that which would put them in like the top 10. I could totally see that. So I don't know. For me, I think $1 totally undervalued, just in my personal opinion. But man, I don't know shit.
Well, there's only the total supply is only 433 billion. I mean, that's
million.
not that. Yeah, million. That's not that many, and that's total.
Plus, I mean, who doesn't want to own a dragon? I mean, right. And they're at $1. You can own a bunch of dragons.
And at their height, they were at almost $5. So, I mean, if they just get back to where they were in January, I mean, you're talking five times what you invested.
Yeah, and I think so. What they were saying is there's supposedly already 5 projects that have signed on with them, and they should be starting their token sales or ICOs by September. Those 5. So I don't know what they are, but that's what the word is. Rumors.
The one thing I don't like about Dragonchain right now is the platforms that you can purchase it on. It is not on one major platform. I think the biggest platform it's on right now is KuCoin, and
it's perhaps back.
Yeah. Man, I hate to be like the perpetual devil's advocate here. Yeah, but honestly, that to me is probably one of the more exciting things about this coin. If I'm going to pick up a sleeper, I want it to be on, like, if I find something, I do the research and I say, man, look, I really like this thing. I think it's going to blow up. I think it's sexier for me if it's on like not a lot of popular chains, because the moment it gets on Bittrex or Binance or Coinbase or whatever,
it's gonna pop.
It's gonna fucking pop.
Well, I don't understand why you would think that it would be on Bittrex by now, especially since they're literally neighbors. Like they're basically in the same building.
I mean, it could be strategic. I mean, they could be holding off, trying to build up all that.
Maybe they walked next door and tried to get on Bittrex, and they got into a big argument, and they were like, "Fuck you guys!" And they were like, "No, fuck you!"
Eggs and toilet paper in the building, and
it's
dragons
back and forth. Yeah,
sending dragons over.
They got dragons shitting on their doorstep. They're putting dragon shit in paper bags and lighting it on fire.
Now, the other thing that kind of scares me about Dragonchain is, aside from their obvious imaginary beef with Binance, is
Bittrex.
With Bittrex
is that they breathe fire.
Is that not only do they breathe fire, but also there is a non-competitor of theirs which has a pretty shady reputation called Dragoncoin, which we kind of alluded to in the beginning, and
accidentally,
and that brings us accidentally to our 3-on-3 fast break. And for those of you out there who don't know what our 3-on-3 fast break is your first time tuning in to the Decentralized Talk podcast, that means that every week we're going to pick 3 coins, one each from the 300 level market cap or below, and we're going to kind of make a pitch for that coin. We're going to give you a little overview of the coin. We're going to tell you the price, the market cap, the supply, a little bit about what does it do, and what does it have in terms of potential for the future. This is not investment advice. This is just the beginning of where you should start doing your research. So I'm going to start the timer. And who wants to go first? I went first last week.
I'll take the first crack this week.
All right, then it's got to be Dustin, because it's whoever doesn't go. All right, your time starts now.
Whose time? Mine?
All right. Namecoin is my pick this week. It is, so right now, It's trading at $1.93. It has a market cap of 28 million. It has a circulating supply of 14 million. The website is namecoin.org, and it is currently traded on Wex and Poloniex. So Namecoin is one of the oldest cryptocurrencies out there. It is the first fork off of Bitcoin. And their big thing is kind of decentralized, DNS and shit. Decentralized DNS and protected free speech rights and shit like that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought here. But yeah, so it's been out for a while, and
you got 2 minutes left.
To be completely honest, it has never really moved up or down that much. It hasn't really caught on, but they have what I think is a pretty good idea. So, and I don't know if anybody else has dealt with DNS stuff, being in an IT background, there's a lot of shady stuff that goes into it. I mean, you got DNS attacks, trying to buy a website and all that stuff, and then the censorship that goes into websites now and everything. So they want to kind of take a crack at that, decentralized TLS, HTTPS certificates, backed by blockchain consensus, access to top-level domains, and their top-level domain is .bit. So it just kind of allows you to basically decentralize your website and also lock down and make it more secure so that, you're not having to deal with a lot of the attacks that go on the web currently. Now, it never really caught on. I mean, it's been out there since 2011, and it's still not really doing too much. So maybe that's not a great pitch for this coin, but I will say that I was reading about it, and there was a Bitcoin Talk article back in 2010 where Satoshi Nakamoto actually joined the discussion and supported the idea of the BitDNS. So, I mean, that alone right there, that's all you need. Any questions?
I don't know if this is a question or not, but I remember reading about Namecoin back when I was first learning about Bitcoin Cash and like what a fork was and all that stuff. And I remember hearing about Namecoin because it was the first fork, and I thought it was pretty interesting. But now it's been around for like 7 years, and man, it hasn't done shit.
Yeah.
So it's not going to do shit. If it was going to do something, it would have already done it. I mean, it works a lot like Bitcoin.
It's a stable currency.
Yeah, it's a stable currency. You buy it, and it will be the same price.
Yep.
Or probably go down.
But
no, it probably won't even go down because it halves every 4 years, and
everybody's finding sleeping names, sleeping dragon names.
Sleeping dragon names.
This your Bush, King of Forest. All right, Hesto, you're up. Time starts now.
Okay. This week I went with Muse. So let's see. Muse right now is trading at 70 cents. Its website is museblockchain.com. That's MUSE. It's got a market cap of about 10 million. So I found super low. I mean, it's like down in the 500-600 range, ranked of market caps. It's got a circulating supply of only 14 million coins and a total supply of only 18 million. So there's not much. And the fact that it's trading at 70 cents, like, holy crap, that thing could go mooning. But, you'll find out my opinion at the end, I guess. So, Muse, is very similar to another 3-on-3 I did a couple weeks ago called Music Coin. It's basically trying to help musicians take out the middleman, so big corporations like Spotify and Apple Music and all those don't get so much profit, and the money goes straight from the listener to the musician. It does it a different way than Music Coin does. It focuses instead of focusing on a platform like Music Coin does, it focuses on the distribution of the coin itself. So it uses something called the convertible debt/note. Now, the problem I have with this is I can't find a good explanation of what the hell that means. But basically what they're trying to do is, so they said the problem with musicians being paid in a coin, say music coin, for example, is because these cryptocurrencies are very volatile. So they, a musician is not going to want to get paid in a coin that's like $3 one day and then 50 cents the next day, because they're paying their rent with this. They're not day traders. They're not like trying to hit the market at the right time. So they use this convertible debt, which is like almost like an IOU. So they get their coins, and then when they try to cash it out, Muse calculates the difference from when they accumulated the listen and got the coin to where the price is when they cash out, and they pay that out in USD. So they don't have to worry about the volatility of the coin because Muse stabilizes it for them, if that makes any sense. So they can get their royalty checks without having to worry about the volatility of the coin. So that basically Muse is trying to focus on the stability of the coin instead of like a marketplace. But they're basically doing the same thing as music coin. Like, you listen to a song and the musician gets however many Muse coins. But if you look at the technicals on it, hasn't really done much. I don't think it's going to do much because I don't see any development. That's the problem that I have with this coin. I wouldn't say it's a good investment.
And I'm sorry, your time is up, sir. All right, my coin is Dragoncoin, not to be confused with Dragonchain, which is totally different. Dragoncoin, it's at 78 cents currently. The token identifier is DRG. The website is http:// those are backslashes, drgtoken.io. Right off the bat, like they couldn't even get like dragontoken.io, which is frustrating. So kind of annoying. Market cap, nobody knows. Circulating supply, nobody knows. This is all from
good science.
This is all from coinmarketcap.com. Total supplies is 500 million DRG. Taking a look at their website, I did the general research beforehand. I found a YouTube video. You should check it out. It's a guy, his name is Mike Michaels. He's got a YouTube video which is extremely detailed, much more detailed than what you're going to get in a 3-on-3, but a great place to do your research. So it just brings up a lot of really shady facts about Dragon Coin. DGC is the Dragon Coin chips. The website seems pretty legit until you start clicking around on things. You notice their CFO, Dr. Alan Tsai. There is no record of him, as far as I can find, on the internet anywhere other than that picture that he's got that looks like he is like a survivor of some kind of like mass encampment or something like that. Also, the CEO, Chris Ahmad. I mean, the picture of the CEO on the website, I know sometimes you guys think that, I look at surface level stuff, but if you're going to build something that I'm going to invest my money in, you better have your fucking website put together. Chris Ahmad is the co-founder and CEO. The picture of him is a black and white, professionally, like aftermarket touched up Photoshop image of his profile.
Chris Ahmad, more like Chris a fraud.
I mean, I'm not going to call anybody a fraud, but I will say that these things lead me to not want to put my money with these people. It looks like a fucking Dwar commercial. I feel like the pirate guy is going to jump out here in a second and try to sell me some perfume. Also, it lists for the record, it's actually a casino token. I got 6 seconds. It's a casino token, and they on their website have absolutely none of their casinos that they're taken at listed.
I'm pretty sure it's a big old scam. Classic scam, trying to get the name confused. Which it is confusing. Dragon Coin, Dragon Chain. I can see how people could get mixed up and accidentally
Green
buy the wrong
jacket,
one.
gold jacket, who gives a shit?
That's why you got to do your own research, people. You don't want to buy your own shitty dragon coin.
That's right, but you might want to buy Dragonchain
Maybe.
if you're into the long-term hodl. Unless you spend all your money on Zenfin.
Nobody did that. Except you.
You could if you spend all your money on Zenfin, you'd own them all. All right, guys. Well, look, that about wraps things up for this episode of the D. Be sure to tune in next week where we're going to break down some more of the basics in cryptocurrency, try to help you connect with your crypto world. Check us out and be sure to send comments at D-Talk Podcast at Twitter and Facebook, Decentralized Talk on iTunes, iHeartRadio, MusicCoin, and now Spotify, people.
You.
That's right. So we got links to the website in the description below. As always, guys, stay decent.